Hey everyone, Caront here, welcoming you back to Tales of the Abyss. In the last episode, we got this thing started by meeting Luc von Fabre, Kim Loskin nobleman who's been stuck in his manor for 7 years, and Tyr Grants, who invaded the manor to try to kill Van. Apparently somebody related to her because they've got the same last name. They ended up whisking off to Tataroo Valley, which is where Luc and Tyr are now. In this episode, well, we'll get to meet Tyr a little bit more, apparently. And the first thing I want to show you is, she is definitely more of a healer type character. She is a magic character, pretty much par excellence. So, yeah, you want to devote resources in that direction. You notice her equipment, she's got a little bit more equipment, but not too much. Alright, so basically all we really need to do now is move on out of here and start going on further.
Monsters.
Monsters?
Here they come.
You've got to be kidding me! Ah!
Let's go!
Alright, so we get our first real battle of the game. And what I'm going to do with the enemies in this game is, well, I can't do it now, but I'm going to put up, or not do enemy bios because you can get magic lens in Tales of the Abyss. And that'll pretty much take care of showing monster stats.
That's your best?
Now you notice, obviously you get experience, you get bonuses depending on how well you do with combos, money, and the like. Grade is the way of judging pretty much how you do in the battles in this game. And, well, generally I do pretty well with grade, but sometimes you're going to see it won't go so hot, especially when I start shifting over to hard mode.
Phew, that wasn't so tough.
Don't relax just yet. Look, there's more. If you come into contact with monsters like that, you'll have to fight them. Be careful.
Huh. Think you know everything, don't you?
Yeah, Tyr's a little bit of a know-it-all, so, oh well. We get to go to the skit, basically Luc asking why the heck Tyr invaded the manor, and yeah, she is not particularly cognizant or not particularly wanting to tell him much of anything. So yeah, a lot of the skits that you're going to see of the bajillion of them that we have is story related. So don't really worry too much as far as necessarily me not being able to really narrate them. It's all story related by and large. The ones that aren't story related, I will make a point of pointing out. But for the most part, yeah, it's just pretty much plot. Alright, so basically, just move on and we have our first save sphere of the game. Alright, now you notice these are obviously my slots for the test game that I was doing. So let me go ahead and start anew here with 33 minutes. Yay! Alright, so move on there and you'll notice my graphics might end up ghosting a little bit. I'm running this on a double native resolution to try to basically up the graphics so that I can try to do this at 720p. I don't know if it's going to work too well, but occasionally it will ghost a little bit. I haven't figured out how to fix that yet, so if any of you guys can help me out with that, please let me know. Alright, so the Filifolia rather, is a new enemy, so there you go. Well, okay, he's dead already. An effective way to attack him is to go low to use the down attack with it, because it'll hit him more reliably than regular attack generally will. Alright, so go ahead and move on here. You'll notice you've got the river there, and we can't really explore a whole lot of this area just yet, but we can certainly verve around and...
Man, I was awesome! Did you see me?
Your footwork was sloppy. You missed their vital points. You were a mess.
Oh, shut up!
I love these finishing character interactions there. I'll be pointing out some of them, even if they come up in repeat battles. I'll point out some of the better ones for you guys. And you notice, Luc did learn a new ad skill at the end of this battle because he leveled up, so we'll look at that in a second. Alright, so, what did he just get, huh? Well, the ad skill is Recover, which you can use the square button if you're knocked away. You can push the square button and hop back up. instead of being knocked on the ground to linger for a few seconds. Always useful in a very active battle system. We've got another new enemy here. The Mandractus. Apparently we have a Mandragora and a cactus all together. Now, it is very important to move around in a lot of these battles, and really the whole idea of the free run system, which we'll be able to open up momentarily, revolves around moving around your enemies and trying to stay out of their way sometimes. Unfortunately, we can't access free run just yet, so meh. That'll come in a couple of levels, I believe. By the way, if you're playing this game and you intend to stat max, I would recommend trying to avoid as many battles as you can in Tataroo Valley, and wait until you get into the next enemy area to really concentrate on leveling up your characters. It'll make it a lot better for a specific reason that we'll see when we get there. For now, I will run past you, and we will come to the next area where we should have some scenes coming up, I believe.
Be careful. There's more than one of them this time.
No way! The hell?
Luke, relax.
How the hell am I supposed to relax?
When faced with multiple enemies, you can change which one you target. Change your target by holding down the target button and moving the left stick. Try to target the enemy in the rear.
Alright, so pretty much what she's talking about. You hold the R1 button down, you'll notice it'll come up with the filifolias there, and you can shift it back and forth to determine what enemy you want to focus on. So we'll go ahead and focus on that one right there.
Good. You can also target the closest enemy by quickly pressing the target button. Try it.
Okay.
Good. You can change targets to attack a weak enemy or help an ally. Adjust your target as the situation needs.
How can I understand if you yell it all out at once?
Get ready.
Huh?
Yep, we're forced into this battle. Now, there are occasional tutorials that we can skip in this game, but this obviously is not one of them, as you see.
Too easy.
Alright, so that's pretty much that for the battle system. And, okay, hello Tyr, yes. Well, that's good that you want to get us back to the manor, but I mean, that doesn't help if you don't have a way to do it, and of course Luke's feeling a little, well, little hurt. It's interesting though, he does want to go home, but he doesn't. He wants to be able to explore the world too, so yeah. Alrighty, on we go. Alright, so let's see. Okay, now we can go around basically two different directions, but we've also got a little bit of a secret over here where we can pick up treasure. Yay! Now the cape is our first accessory we can actually equip, so I'm going to go ahead and put that on. Let's see. Well, I can't take that off of Tyr. At least it wouldn't be a good idea. So I'll go ahead and put it on Luke just to up his defense, which he needs. And that's pretty much that. I don't think there's any other treasure around here, so well, I was almost getting run down by the rhinoceros over there. Alright, I do need to go over here though, because there is treasure on this side of the gap. So go ahead and head over and avoid, whoops, the enemies, and then pick up treasures there, and then I'll fight the enemies after I get done. Stupid monsters, roar! They're dead. And we're already getting better at fending them off. Go figure. Okay, so Tyr actually learned an add skill at that battle because she leveled up, and you get critical guard, which helps to reduce from physical attacks. It's a pretty good add skill to have, and pretty much everybody will be getting it at some point in time. So just move on through here, and like I said, I'm going to try to avoid fighting some enemies here because I do want to try to stat max a little bit. It's kind of tough sometimes here, but it should be relatively doable if you can move around the way you want to.
There's the way out.
It's about time. I'm sick of this place.
Someone's coming.
Don't Don't tell me you're with the Darkwings.
The Darkwings?
They're bandits. 2 men and a woman. Wait, there's only 2 of you.
Don't go comparing me to some pathetic bandit.
Yes, you might upset the bandits.
Oh.
Hey!
We lost our way and wound up here. Who are you?
I'm a coachman. One of the wheels on my coach started acting up. We lost our drinking water when the jug fell off, so I came here to draw some more.
A coach, perfect!
Do you go to the capital?
Yeah, that's my last stop.
Let's hitch a ride. I'm sick of walking.
Yes, we don't know this area very well. Would that be all right with you?
To the capital, it'll be 12,000 gold apiece. You got enough on you?
That's expensive.
Really? Sounds cheap to me. My dad'll take care of it when we get to the capital.
That's no good. I need payment in advance.
Take this.
Wow, this is some gem. All right, hop aboard.
Huh, you got some nice stuff. Now I don't have to get my shoes all dirty.
Yeah, we will find out in a minute why Luke was so jerkish in saying that. But before that, let's pick up some money. Alright, so go ahead and talk to the coachman. You ready to get on the coach? Yes, sir. Alright, let's go. And so, we get to go actually out into the overworld for the first time. And of course, this is the music that you heard in the intro video. It is the first world map music in the game.
What was that?
You're finally awake.
Hey, that coach is under attack.
The army's chasing those bandits. It's those Darkwings I mistook you for.
And sorry about the sound volume, the voice volume being hard to hear. I can't control that. Everything's pretty much at the max, so it's just basically the two of them really mixing up.
You there! Move your coach before you get caught in the crossfire.
Wow, that was a close shave.
Commander, enemy has crossed Tataroo Bridge. They're putting gunpowder on the bridge.
My, they intend to drop the bridge, do they?
Phone slot activation detected. The enemy set off phonic arts using the 5th phonon. The bridge is going to explode.
Fifth phone on basically meaning fire, by the way.
Tartarus, full stop. Activate phonic barrier.
Yes, sir. Tartarus, full stop. Phonic barrier activated.
Now, incidentally, the bandits dropping Tataroo Bridge is a point that's going to come into play
Whoa, that was cool!
throughout a pretty good portion of the game. So it's interesting that they set up this little detail now when you don't even think about it. It will come into play a good bit later.
Wow, that's Malkuth's newest land dreadnought, the Tartarus.
Malkuth? What's the Malkuth military doing hanging around here?
What do you mean? Of course they're here. There's been no end to the rumors that Kimlaska is going to start a war any day now. They've tightened security in this area.
Wait a minute, this isn't Kimlaska?
What are you talking about? This is the Malkuth Empire, the West Rugnica Plains.
Hang on! I thought this coach was headed for the capital, Batical.
No, Grand Kokma, capital of Malkuth, and home to His Imperial Majesty Peony the Ninth.
I was mistaken.
How can you be so calm about it? How could you make a mistake like that?
I didn't recognize the area. What's your excuse?
I've been confined to the manor. I've never been outside. How the hell should I have known?
You're sure acting strange. Are you two Kimlaskan?
I love that that's the cottage driver, or that's the carriage driver's first thing. Are you the enemy?
No, we're from Malkuth. We have business in Batical. We were on our way there.
Talk about bald-faced.
That's the other direction, then. If you're going to Kimlaska, you should have taken the road south rather than crossing the bridge. Mind you, with that bridge out, you can't go back now.
Are you serious? Now what do we do?
We're passing through Engave to the east on the way to Grand Kokma. What do you two want to do?
If we go all the way to Grand Kokma, we'll just wind up farther away. Let's stop in Engave and think about how to get back to Kimlaska.
Alright, so we get the choice. Do we want to walk or do we want to ride over there? Now, obviously each has its advantages. Walking, you can go ahead and get some experience. You can kind of get a taste for the world. And you can open up one or two things. You can basically open them up anyway, regardless of what you do. If you want to go about stat maxing, you'll want to have the coach driver take you to Engave. And actually, I think we'll walk, because there is one thing I know that opens up on the road. I don't know if it opens up if you actually select the auto option.
We'll walk to Engave and see the sights along the way.
Engave is to the east of here. Take care now.
Alright, so he lets us out here. Yay! Bye-bye, coachman. Now, fortunately, we're not really all that far away. He lets us off right across the bridge, pretty much. Now, you see... Oh, crap. Okay, well, new enemies anyway. Alright, the Green Roper! Which Tyr apparently wants to smack on a little bit. Okay. Now, as I mentioned, you'll want to really depend on free run or running around to be able to get away from enemies. Especially because once you get done with a combo, you're vulnerable for a couple of seconds and they can start wailing on you if you're not careful. Fortunately though, the battles are pretty quick. Now if you do want to avoid enemies, a good tactic actually is to stay here on the road because, well, you'll run a little bit faster. Actually, you'll run a lot faster. Now one thing actually that dadgummit. Hello bees. Alright, so giant bees times dose. So this is actually where you'll want to deal, where you'll want to deal more with the possibility of switching your targets if you want to. Ultimately though, it's not really going to be that big of a deal. And this is also, like I mentioned, where the up attack definitely, well that was stupid, definitely comes in handy. There we go, that's better. Alright, cool, Luke learned a new ad skill. I didn't expect it that early. Alright, so we'll see what Critical Guard does once this loads back up here. Okay, so, Critical Guard, not that. Critical Guard, what do you do? Oh, same thing. Good lord, what am I talking about? Alright, one thing I actually do want to do, and I shouldn't have turned away from the road to do this, is don't get me bird, don't get me bird. I'm going to go down here because we are actually going to encounter the first of what we call the search points in this game. And, well, you notice it up there. We'll actually go to it. No, don't attack me, Filifolia. I'm actually going to run over to the search point and mine it because there are a couple of items that we want to get from the search points for something coming up pretty soon. So we get, gel base. That's one thing that we want, so I'm glad we've got it now. Now, you can mine those search points until they run out, then they'll go clear like that, and you can't mine them anymore until you enter a town. At that point, they will recharge. There are 4 search points around this area that I want to look into as we're traveling along. We're not going to get them all immediately, but it's certainly worth looking into if you're in the area. It is definitely worth looking into for something that's going to be coming up later on. So you'll certainly want to look into that. Man, I'm hungry. Sorry, I thought that was voiced. Huh, yes. Let's stop to rest. I'll make something to eat. What? You? Yes. Uh-huh. All right, let's eat. Let's eat. You mean that's it? Yes. What the heck is this? Rice balls. I can see that by looking at it. First you talk like you're going to cook a real dinner, and then all you make is balls of rice? Rice balls are the only thing we have a recipe and ingredients for right now. We have to make do. And I'm not going to ask for more information about cooking because, well, I'll tell you. Fine, whatever. Let's just eat and get moving. Maybe we can get something decent to eat in Engave. Alright, so with that scene, we actually can start cooking for the first time. And we only have one recipe, the rice ball, but what you can do is you can either cook at the end of battle or you can press triangle to cook in the menu. However, I have no ingredients, so no cooking for me. Darn it. Oh well, but that's something you'll want to look into because cooking actually ties into several of the titles that you can get in this game. So definitely something you'll want to think about and invest in as we go along. Alright, now I'm moving along this way because there is a search point that's actually around this direction, and I want to mine it a little bit before we get, oh there it is, before we get to Engage, which is actually not very far from where we are at the moment. I believe this search point has the other item that I'm looking for. I'll know it when I see it. It's actually, I know the item is cotton. Alright, now, Luke learned a new ability from that battle actually, which is Havoc Strike. That is a pretty good attack for aerial enemies. I'll show that off if we get a new enemy, you'll get to see it. Alright, here's the search point, and come on, give me the item. Ah, that didn't give me the item, crap. I might need to get it from the third search point that's actually over to the north of Engave. But at any rate, let's go ahead and get ourselves turned around, and you see the town rising up out of the horizon right there. That is our town of Engave that we're looking for. So let's go ahead and head in here from the south. Oh well, only one direction we can head in from, I guess. Sounds like a pretty happy place, all in all. So, welcome to the Grocer's Hamlet, Engave. This is probably the best place in the game to buy food, by the way.
This must be Engave.
Huh? You folks traveling on foot?
You got a problem with that?
No, I just mean with the bandits and monsters and all, most people come by coach.
Could I ask you something? How can we get from here to Kimlaska?
I heard Rotelro Bridge is out, so you'd have to head to the Kite Sewer checkpoint in the south.
Thank you.
No problem. Bye.
A checkpoint. We won't be able to get through without passports. This could be a problem.
It'll be fine. If I say I'm Duke Fabra's son, they'll let us through in no time. But right now, I want to check this place out. This is my first time in a city.
A city? Well, I suppose we do need to prepare a bit before we leave. Let's stay the night here.
Alright, so, welcome to our first, well, Luke calls it a city, but it's not really. Hello, Skit. And, well, apparently from, I love it, from that spoken scene to the skit, he says, oh, well, this is no town at all. It doesn't even have a decent place to sleep. Blah, blah, blah. I don't quite understand that, to be honest, but oh well. There you go, anyhow. So, it's just pretty much explaining, hey, we've got to figure out a way to get back to Batical, and we won't be able to live the life of luxury of which we've always dreamed. So, okay. Actually, I am going to go ahead and leave things off here, and next time on Tales of the Abyss, we will explore Engave and see if we can, well, make our way back through the Kitesewer checkpoint back to Batical. So thank you guys for joining me, and I'll see y'all later.